Hey guys, I'm finally done with my build for the Mojotone Super Lead 100. 100 watt amp. I'm gonna do a quick time lapse for the build that I did, and the amp took me a little long to build. First time me building a Super Lead. Circuit's a little bit different than the JCM 800. It's 100 watts, so it had a lot more components that needed to go in, so a lot more room for error. So it was a little bit difficult, but I got through with it. I had some issues with tubes, which I did a video before where I kind of burned out some of the tubes, the tubes that came with it. But I think the tubes are okay. It's just one of them was completely different than the other ones for the bias. So I ordered new tubes, and now this amp is sounding great. So let's just play the time lapse real quick, and then we'll do a sound demo at the end. So thanks for watching. All right, as we start here, I'm gonna first number all the turrets, makes it easier. This is all I did for day one. This is what I'm gonna do for day one. Right there, I'm putting the power section in the negative bias section of the amp. Trying to make sure it looks symmetrical and all that stuff. So then right there, I added all the wires that go over the top before I put the components in the. That's all I did for day one, and now going straight into day two. Making sure everything looks good. It's like a work of art. Now that capacitor it's a little big and it squeezes against other components, but I got it in there. Moving on to day three, and I only did maybe hour to 2 hours a day as I was building. So this build was a little difficult, but I got through it. I think it takes longer when you try to record everything also. I was determined to finish building this today. All right. So this is still going on day three. So I spent a little bit longer, so I was determined to get it done. Just putting all the pots, already installed the capacitors, and I did very detailed videos of everything I did, so I might do a different video with step by step. I'm not sure. It will take very, very long, so. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that or not. So those are the input jacks. Put in the back plate. Just put in the pilot light and the standby and on and off switch. Now just getting ready to put in the transformers. Just installing the grommets first. And I believe that's the output transformer. Oh, this is the power transformer. That's the filter choke. Okay, day 4. So now we're gonna install we're gonna put all the leads into the turret board. I think I forgot some components there. I'm trying to add them. So now I'm gonna start putting all the leads. Now that blue cable underneath, I forgot. I didn't see it when I was putting all the leads, so I put it underneath. So it doesn't make much difference. But I'm glad I saw it before I installed it, because it would have been difficult to troubleshoot and install later. So I'm kind of guesstimating how long the cable is going to be by looking at the picture. This worked out with my JCM 800 build, so I'm doing the same thing on this one. So I ran out of the green cable, I believe, and some of those cables supposed to be green, and I was trying to keep it all color coded, but I did the best I could. So right here, I'm on day 5, working on the case again, and I'm prepping everything before I put the turret board in. So working on the capacitors now, getting all the connections done. I'm moving on to day 6, finishing up all the sockets. I'm adding that 1 ohm resistor to help with biasing. So those resistors are 1% tolerance. You want to be as accurate as possible, but right there I put in a potentiometer in one of the input jacks, but I don't leave it there. I remove it, and I'm gonna put it somewhere else. So I changed my mind, because since I've started building and I already decided I'm gonna put a master volume because I cannot crank this amp in my house. So I need a master volume. But my first thought was to put it there, and then I changed my mind. I think there will introduce a little bit of noise because the cables have to go across the board, and I don't know. So I didn't like it there, so what I decided to do is remove the pilot light. I put the master volume where the pilot light goes, and I moved the pilot light to the right. And I took out the standby switch, so the amp didn't have a standby switch. But then my final amp build, I put the standby switch back, and I just removed one of the input jacks or output jacks in the back, and that's where I put the pot. So right here I'm trying to put all the twisted wire for the heater. So if you don't twist the wires, and this heater is AC current, which can introduce like 120 or 60 hertz hum into your sound. So you gotta make sure you try to keep those twisted cables. You want to make sure you twist them for them to cancel each other out. But I think there's a better way to do it to reduce the noise even more. But this is the way I did it, and the amp is pretty quiet. So there you go. I'm over here moving. I moved the pot for where the pilot light was, and then I put the pilot light and when the standby switch slot. So getting the output tube sockets soldered before I start putting the other components. So far I'm on the 7th day already. It took me a while to build, so right there I'm trying to figure out the color coding, make sure I do the correct cables where they're supposed to go. Put some tape to keep the cables down, but it's Gorilla tape. Alright, here comes the turret. Maybe. making sure the screws line up. Start soldering all the leads for my turret board. Yeah, some cables were a little too short, so I had to add an extension, but okay, so here I'm finalizing everything, I'm checking everything, powering it up, and this is when I realized I was rep planing the tubes. I don't think I have the tubes installed yet, but the bias section, I didn't check the voltage, or I missed something, so I didn't realize there was no negative voltage going in. So right there I'm putting the tubes in. This is when I burn them up. Right there, powering it up, and I realized I was rep plating, and then I saw I was missing, so now I added the resistors, and I biased them. And there I'm looking at the train wreck pages to add the master volume, and master volume was added, and then I started doing the biasing, and one of the tubes was not biasing correctly, because I don't know if I damaged it when I did it, but there it is. Let's see what it sounds like. So hope you like that sound, that time lapse. So let's do the sound testing. Before we go to the sound testing, initially I had the master volume mod that I did on the front. The master volume mod comes out of the Trainwreck papers. I have a book which has different type mods, and that one was the easiest and also gives you the best tone, in my opinion. So it's just two cables. You put a 1 meg pot, and then you put two cables going towards the phase inverter, section of the amp. So this is post phase inverter mod, so that way you get the gain from the phase inverter also. Now I put the standby switch back on here. I was using that opening for the master volume. So what I did is I put it in the back, and I took one of the two output jacks, and I put the master volume switch on that one. So yeah, I'm connected. I'm using the LTD Lou Garrett signature guitar with ESP pickups, and I got this cheap wireless system that I got from Amazon. Just testing it out, and then it's going through a vintage 30 on my 4x12 cab, and I got it mic'd up with a SM57, and going through my Scarlett 2i2 into my MacBook Pro. I'm recording with Logic Pro. So let's see what this sounds like. Let's bring the volume up, take it off of standby. Let's bring the volume up a little bit. So the volume is controlled back here. So right now, let's put everything at noon. And let's take this off. I got the channels jumpered. So first thing we're gonna try is the different ports. That's the number one high gain channel. Now let's try the second port of the high gain channel. This should be a little bit less loud. It sounds almost the same to me. And then for the channel 2, the high input for the channel 2 is the top right. So this channel pretty much is less gain and more bass. Then let's do the last one. Yep, so with the way I like playing it is I jumpered, because the channel 1 has no bass at all. Well, it's very, very minimal. And then when you jumper it, you can control how much bass you put in it by increasing the channel 2 volume knob. And it fills in, I mean, it sounds better to me. So let's see what it sounds like. Yeah, I really like the sound. It's just a Marshall sound. I guess we can compare it to the JCM 800. Let's do that real quick. Let's see what it sounds like compared to the JCM 800 that I built with the number 36 mod. So this is my JCM 800 that I built. Compare it so we can compare the sound. This one has a mod number 34 mod. Okay, so let's put the gain all the way up. I'm gonna bring the number 2 all the way down. So this is just channel 1 all the way up. Let's put both channels all the way up. It's a little bit too bassy, so I'm gonna put the bass channel halfway. So let's put it at 6. It's too much gain, I think. I guess it's not too much gain. It's just, I think it's overdoing it a little bit, so the gain doesn't sound good. But I think right there sounds pretty good. Now let's move the treble all the way up. Now I found that it doesn't do much. It does do something, but it doesn't do much. The treble middle. So I'm gonna put the treble all the way down. I hear a difference, but let's see. Well, put it back to the middle, and let's put the middle all the way up. Middle all the way down. I don't see much difference, but it's a little bit there. And then bass all the way up. Bass all the way down. Now let's go presence all the way up. Presses all the way down. just playing random notes. So there it is. It's not much difference. I guess one more thing we can try is put the clone, the ghost drive. Let's try out the ghost drive. So we got the ghost drive. I'm gonna have everything centered right there. I'm gonna bring down the gain over here. That's just a pentatonic. Let's see. I'm destroying that song. Let's try the Les Paul. This is very convenient. I don't have to worry about a cable. And it sounds pretty good. I think it adds a little bit of a hiss, but other than that, it's pretty good for practicing. This one is tuned down half a step like Guns N' Roses, so let's try Guns N' Roses. it sounds pretty good. Let's see. So my final thoughts is sounds like a Marshall. It sounds really, really good. I think if you're playing a big concert, I guess you can use this amp because it's 100 watts and you can blast and you can hear about a mile away. I would never use it like that, but because I don't play in a band, and also I'm in my house. I don't have a studio or anything like that. So it's just a classic Marshall sound. It was a lot of fun to build. Good project. Never had one. It's a good experience for me and my hobby, my little hobby that I have, building amps. So, yeah, there it is. Plexi 100 lead from Mojotone. And if you have any questions, if you like this video, please give me a like, subscribe, and go down in the comments below. Give me your opinion. Maybe anything you want to see. I have for future video, I already have this DSL-40, which I've been playing around with, and I love the sound, but I'm going to make a video about it. I got it used, and it has some issues with it, and that's what I wanted, kind of. So I'm going to fix it and make a video about it. So if you want to see that, just make sure you subscribe, stick around in the channel, and maybe hit the bell notifications when I post a video comes out. So I'll try to post as many videos as I can. This is kind of like a hobby for me. So if I don't post videos in a while, it's because I'm busy at work or busy with the family and stuff like that. So I don't want to make excuses, but it takes a lot of work to make videos, and especially this Plexi. Took me a long time to build, and I have gigs and gigs of footage. So hopefully you'll enjoy my videos, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.